That's it. Come here because I know you like this kind of video where I analyze my subscribers' stores. And you can be sure there are stores here from people who are already selling and selling really well. Grab your coffee, grab your juice, no matter what time you're watching this video. Let's get behind my computer so we can analyze here. Hold on. There's no way, right? Otherwise, we'll end up making coffee. The first store is Vida Eficaz. Look at the structure of this store. Zoom in on the structure here. Pay attention to how well structured it is, and you can already understand what this store's proposal is right away. Look, right off the bat, see? See, Vida Eficaz, in other words, products and technologies that will somehow make people's lives more efficient with less pain. There are a lot of people who even have trouble walking around the house or getting up from the couch, and it's not just older people. This store was born with an awesome concept and is already selling orthopedic products, oral health items, equipment, and massagers. It's set to sell a lot. Many people experience foot pain due to work, public transportation, and other factors. Using an electric massager like the ones shown here can greatly improve the experience. Just click here and take a look at these. I have one at home that helps me a lot. Look at the structure of a store that's already selling and profitable. I've personally seen several ads from this store, even on totally alternative traffic sources that only more advanced people who are selling really well manage to advertise on. So for you who own this store, congratulations on the structure. There's nothing else to say. And what feedback do I have to give regarding the structure of this store? That you should focus more and more on this store model. There's no way around it. Douglas Souza, what is this store model? Basically, it's a generic store, a store that does serve many audiences and many types of products, but it's segmented, meaning it's for people who want a more effective life, who like massages, who have problems, knee pain. I also noticed many popular knee braces selling well here. They assist with various types of pain people experience. And these are products that have a low cost and you can set a price to have a very good profit margin. So what am I trying to say about how this store is operating? It's a generic one.
It's segmented because
With this type of store, you can make more on the average ticket, which means increasing the amount your customer will generate for you in terms of value and profitability. You can actually build a brand because I've always made it clear here that a niche store sells more than a completely generic store. The style of generic store with multiple categories and mixed products on the homepage doesn't work well. It doesn't mean sales won't occur though. You will make sales, but actually having a structure like this, more focused and more segmented, will give you more longevity, will give you more consistency in your dropshipping operation on the internet. And I've always insisted here that what matters is consistency. So you, the owner of this store, I really like the structure you created and all the professionalism you're bringing to this store. vidaeficaz.com.br works really well. Next store is Percentday. The name is actually nice. Percentday.com.br. I like the name. I like the banner that's being used here. As for the page structure, I just thought you were doing really well with the colors of your store. It's got a nice minimalism, but the banners I found a bit overloaded. This one actually looks good. This one looks good, but this one here with this really strong blue, I don't know, cutting off the E here. I don't know if it looks that professional in this part, matching the colors of your store. And another thing that looks a bit strange is your own logo, right? If I zoom in here, then I can actually see what's written on your logo, which is Percentday. So it's not even Percentday, it's Percentday, I see. I would improve this logo. If you're going to make it this small, people can barely see it. Remove this font, what it says, and just leave the initials. Or just make a logo using only the letters, improving the font, working with a different font. But then looking at it, you can tell it's a store that's not finished yet. Because there are some categories missing here, and here are some weekly deals. It focuses more on home products, but the name says it all. The name is more focused on a generic store. Valentine's Day, it's at mine. I noticed, cool, I like this banner, it looks nice. There are other products here indicating it's a more generic store. As I said, I recommend segmenting your store. You don't need to change the name or anything like that. Try to focus on something. Percentday, I think it would be great if you sold products here like bedding, tableware, and bath items. It's interesting for you to sell products like these. Then you can expand a bit more into home products, but in categories. Keep your store more focused on bedding, tableware, and bath, because when I saw how these products fit into your store's structure, I already found it interesting. Next store, Tritura Ofertas. Right away, I can see that it's very well structured, very professional, really the structure of your store. I like the banner you put here for orders over $49.90. Shipping is 100% free. That's great. I really like this banner. I think you could improve your logo a bit. Not that it's bad, I just found it a bit too generic, too simple. It doesn't really match the structure of your store and the elements you have because the banners are really good. Seriously, the banners turned out really well. Look at this. The banner is really very professional. I like to work with these categories here using images, but images as drawings, especially now with artificial intelligence, it's much easier to do this kind of task. In other words, you don't even need to hire a designer anymore. I think the structure of your store would look even better if you used your store's colors, the color palette here in the images, just as if they were sketches like drawings in the categories. For example, for gym and fitness, you could put a dumbbell and look, there's a mistake here in fitness. Make sure to use a capital F. Don't have formatting errors in your store. It needs to be completely professional. You can't have this kind of mistake. Here you can see there are other product sequences, products for women, much more focused on products for women because the female niche really buys a lot. They buy. It's a well-structured, organized general store with well-defined sections and categories that correspond effectively to the products. So you can see that it's a really professional structure. If you're the owner of this store, please leave a comment below because I want to know if you've already made sales through this store. When analyzing a product offer, such as one from Boris Schaefer, using a more complete name is preferable. I know it could even be a filler product, it can happen, but I prefer that you use more eye-catching names and titles, and this even helps with your store's search engine optimization on Google, for example. We see that it's a simple offer, cool, it's probably really a filler product, a digital scale with body mass index and Bluetooth, professional, a very generic name. You need to use artificial intelligence to improve these names. The images are low quality. Look, I can see here, it's even pixelated here. It's not good for you to do it this way. Nice offer, but much more in the sense of a filler product. That's what I notice here in these products I've analyzed. You see formatting errors here. Look, you have to separate them because these are silly mistakes, okay? While that may not increase conversion rates, it can actually hurt your store's credibility. I'm not alone in noting that even major e-commerce sites have very few errors, text formatting mistakes, or Portuguese language issues. You won't see this mistake on major e-commerce sites like Amazon or Mercado Livre. So really, in fact, fix these mistakes I just mentioned. There are just a few. The structure of your store is really good, to be honest with you. You, analyzing it here with me, can see the store's structure. But there are still some things that can be improved so you can really start advertising. I wouldn't recommend advertising right now because even though your store structure is ready to sell, these small mistakes, even if they seem silly, can affect your conversion rate. The next store is EvoTiger. EvoTiger is the name of the store. Cool, I see that you actually built a brand called EvoTiger, but the banner ended up a bit messy. I prefer a banner style that doesn't stay down here at the bottom. If I were to work with orange, I'd place it here with the banner below. I prefer the banner at the bottom. I didn't like it showing up in the background like a watermark. I don't think it looked good. It was too confusing. Unless you prepare, make a readaptation of this banner here. You should readapt it so it fits with the watermark so it doesn't get cut off here and everything. The store's name turned out great and created a brand. I noticed the little tiger mascot you made. Just don't bet on the tiger, folks. Don't bet on the little tiger. The store is totally focused on technology, innovation, and electronics. It's really cool. Really cool how you set up the categories here with background images. That's very high quality, nice. It featured smartwatch, high performance LED, which is focused on smartwatches, headphones, broken image like this. Try not to work like that. Try not to leave it that way. Try to create a standard. I always like to work with images like this. You can see that this here is a store customization error because we can actually select or hover the mouse over it and not have another image appear. That's a formatting error, a customization error in the platform settings where your store is hosted. Then suddenly, when you scroll down here, look. There's a really cool floating one here, everything for your setup. I like that, congratulations. There are several gadgets here for setups. Not so much this or that, well, maybe, but it's much more about decoration. I have this product at home, the Enchanted Book LED lamp. This one I've really never seen before. Interesting product, but over 350 rees. That's the thing, right? Decoration is really different. What I noticed is there are actually very few gadgets, things for the setup. Are there things for the setup? There are, but it's much more about decoration. This here is more for decoration. It plays a video and lights up with the sound, right? In sync with the sound. Tiger, T for technology. I like the slogan. I like this banner too, this structure you made. There are a lot of electronic products and I believe you can fix a few things, really focus on working with your store's color palette because you have a good brand here, you have a good generic store that's actually segmented, which is what I'm talking about here in the video. I believe your store has a lot of potential. Just fix these small details. There are only a few things for you to correct and then you can start advertising. But if you are the owner of this store, leave a comment below if you've already made any sales. I understand that analyzing these stores may seem like a daunting task that you feel you don't have time for. And I know it really does take time, that's a fact. I'm not here criticizing as if I don't know how much dedication it actually takes. That's why I always make a point of apologizing for my criticisms. But really, in fact, I can't just let things slide. I really have to give constructive criticism, and these store reviews that I'm always doing here on the channel have already helped thousands and thousands of people, even people whose stores I reviewed and I was really tough on them, gave a lot of criticism, and later that person comes back and thanks me because they implemented the constructive feedback I gave with the utmost respect, and managed to go from zero to making sales. And I know that a lot of people don't have time, so I always recommend an agency that builds professional stores for you. Public servants, company employees with limited time, and those wanting to do something for their partner, friend, relative, spouse, or significant other are the ones who truly lack time. This is a great opportunity for you to get a ready-made professional store that's completely based on my methodology. I'll always leave the link in the description for Constructive, the agency I recommend for building your stores. You can invest in a turnkey store with a complete design, mascot, and everything included, eliminating the need for any additional work. And then you just wait for the deadline, which isn't long at all. It's really fast. In less than a month, you'll have your store ready, totally professional and ready to sell. That's it. Did you enjoy the video? Share your thoughts in the comments. You can just comment the name of your store, that's enough, because I'll find it myself. Links aren't allowed here in the YouTube comments, but that's no problem. You can comment the name of your store and I'll take a look at it in the next videos here on the channel. Unfortunately, I can't review all of them, but as I promised, I reviewed the stores from the comments on the last video, analyzing subscribers' stores here on the channel, and I picked several of your stores from there.
So leave it
Down there in the comments section. Let's interact, let's help each other out. A lot of people are also reviewing your stores here in the comments and giving great positive feedback.
and also criticism.
Constructive criticism. That's why I love what I do, because I created this community and I'm very happy to have you here with me. And not only that, but also helping other people. Subscribe to the channel, give it a like, a big hug, and bye-bye.